The Joe Rogan Experience.
You and I are the perfect people to talk about this crypto
Because
collapse.
we're scientists.
Because we have
economists. Yeah.
Yes. We have strong opinions and no information.
So in the wake of the FTX fallout, New York Times and other mainstream media are providing puff pieces for Sam Bankman-Fried, pretty much summarizing him as a good character in many parts. But for one, things just simply went wrong. However, we do have new media, people like Joe Rogan and the Joe Rogan Experience, exposing FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried for what he is. So let's break down exactly what Joe said about the shenanigans over at FTX and provide some extra information on the key talking points.
If you're running any kind of currency operation and you're involved in a polyamorous relationship with 7 other people, I gotta think you're wacky.
9.
9 other people?
10.
10 other people.
10 total.
What do? They just were polyamorous, living in a house together?
They all live together in the same place in the Bahamas.
And they all just banged each other.
Hey.
Talk about a lot of fun in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
With billions of dollars, other people's money.
Is-
Whoop, whoop.
So the point in question here is that over in the Bahamas, the base for FTX and Sam's close circle of high-up employees, they apparently shared a rather large house in which they had a polyamorous relationship. 10 super geeks going at it day and night by all accounts. Now revealed in one of her Tumblr posts, Caroline Ellison, the CEO of Alameda, talks openly about her love and appreciation for an imperial Chinese harem. So the question now being posed, are the employees the names of Caroline Ellison, Sam Bankman-Fried, Sam Trabucco, Constance, and even a man named Gary Wang? Were they actually clocking double shifts, working late nights and weekends, or just working on each other?
So this fella was running this exchange, and they also had tokens. Someone explained it. Someone did a really good job of explaining it. And we could play that video, but it might take too much time. It's like a 12-minute video. But he was explaining how these tokens are like, they're essentially unregulated, but it's almost like you're owning stock, and or almost like owning coin. It's very confusing, but it's one of those classic examples of people try to cash in, and then the whole thing came down.
Yeah, the term Ponzi scheme has been thrown around quite a lot.
The distinction needs to be made here that FTT was the token of FTX. It was used in some form of buyback and burn. So all the profits that FTX accrued, they would take those profits in dollars and buy back as much FTT off the open market as possible and then burn it, increasing the price of the FTT token. With the inflated valuation of FTT, a made-up token, they were then able to take out real cash loans from lenders, invest in all the latest trending products, and yield farm tons of tokens to absolute oblivion. So Lynn Alden here puts together one of the best analogies of how FTT token worked. So here she says, imagine McDonald's, i.e. FTX, makes its own money, FTT, but let's call these clown bucks. They keep most of it and sell some of it to the market. McDonald's, i.e. FTX, then uses their remaining clown bucks as collateral for actual loans, and then people remember clown bucks aren't a real thing. And then Starbucks, insert Binance here, and they come along and start market selling all the clown bucks they were holding, whilst reminding the rest of the market that clown bucks aren't a real thing. The result from this, clown bucks, aka FTT tokens, pretty much go to zero. The collateral for all of those billions of dollars of loans, absolutely worthless.
Well, there's not just that. There seems to be money missing, like a lot of money missing, that got moved from one corporation to a sister corporation.
So this is FTX, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, there's also two parties to this. You've got FTX, the exchange, run by Sam Bankman-Fried. And on the flip side, we have Alameda, the investment arm and market maker, run by CEO and his girlfriend, Caroline Ellison. Now, blurred lines are very much blurred lines here, as up to $10 billion worth of customer funds on FTX are reportedly loaned out to Alameda, the trading firm, for a multitude of investments and risky strategies.
People are trying to pull their money out by buying NFTs for ridiculous amounts of money in the Bahamas, because apparently people in the Bahamas still have access to the exchange. Is that the case?
Yep. Then they would imagine that they're reaching out to the person then buying this NFT that would have yesterday been worth $9 and now it's bought for like $10 million.
Right.
To then make like a currency exchange, like you can keep 10% of that. But
So they jack up the value of it.
Right. So they basically say, look, I'm going to buy your NFT for $10 million. I'm going to give you $1 million, and then you give me the 9 back. And so that's how they're exchanging money and trying to just draw it out of this account.
Right.
And who knows how that's going to work out.
Right.
Whether people are going to be like, fuck you, I got your money. You're like,
Right.
how's that work?
Right.
Now, more serious shenanigans here with the NFTs, a high IQ approach used by some to get their funds out of FTX. So whilst FTX appeared to stop withdrawals for everybody, Bahamian residents could still get their funds out. Here comes the fun part, the high IQ part. Individuals with large balances were then in cahoots with individuals in the Bahamas. Those in Bahamas would list an NFT for sale on the FTX NFT marketplace, and the rich international account holder would bid their full stack on that NFT. And this is because FTX, even though they had stopped withdrawals, a load of the functions on the site was still processing. So you liquidate your account for 10 million bucks and you bid 10 million bucks for the NFT. Individuals in the Bahamas could then sell you the NFT for $10 million, pocket that into their bank, cash it out, and send you a proportion back. I hear up to 30% fee was being taken by some residents. This also led to some claiming this was the best NFT utility they'd ever seen.
The most generous billionaire. Yeah.
This guy apparently during this used a PR, I don't know if this would be a scheme, but a YouTuber was paid to make this piece about him and the way he gives away money.
Well, he wanted people to know he's a good guy.
Correct.
He reached out to Elon apparently while Elon was buying Twitter and offered to chip in $3 billion. And he said, Elon said that set his bullshit meter off. Because like Elon's a serious dude. $3 billion liquid. Like, does he have that money?
Right.
That's a lot of money.
Right.
Say like we're gonna buy Twitter for 44. I'm in for 3.
Right.
$3 billion?
Right.
That's a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
And so Elon said that set his bullshit meter off.
Right. Because like, where
Yeah,
did he
like-
get the $3 billion? Yeah.
You can't just say that to that guy.
Right.
He's like, oh, cool. And he's not going to just say, oh, cool. He's going to know basically what you can and can't. He's the richest guy in the world. He understands money.
Right.
In the aftermath of all of this stuff, we had Elon Musk join a notorious Twitter Spaces to reveal the truth about SBF. SBF apparently willing to put $3 billion into the Twitter bid. However, on a call with SBF, Elon said he could pretty much smell a rat and his bullshit meter was redlining. He said everyone was talking about this guy like he walked on water and was worth $1 zillion bucks, but he didn't get that same read.
And he knows who really has that money and who may be laundering.
Well, who might be just kind of a crazy person who, you know, is probably can't believe he's in where he's at.
When you find stories about him from before, he was like the world's youngest billionaire. Happened super fast.
World richest person under 30, committed billions, the vast majority of his fortune, to tackling the most pressing problems facing the future of humanity.
Now, in what appears to be a PR mask of sorts, SBF was seen or projected he was an EA, effective altruist. It was under this disguise he said he was giving away all his money to charitable causes and trying to leave the world a better place. But recent DMs from Kelsey Piper and Sam Bankman-Fried here, he reveals that that was just a facade. She says to him, "You were really good at talking about ethics for someone who kind of saw it all as a game with winners and losers." He says, "Yeah, haha, I had to be. It's what reputations are made of to some extent. I feel bad for those who got fucked by it, but this dumb game that we woke Westerners play, where we all say the right shibboleths, and so everybody likes us. This shows a darker side to the front Sam was putting out."
Okay, cryptocurrency billionaire broke the bank for Dems. Okay, so this might be real. So amid the jubilation and gloating by Joe Biden, Chuck Schumer, and pals over Democrats' better than expected showing in the midterms comes a disturbing story that may explain something about how they won such a curious election. Biden's second biggest donor, cryptocurrency billionaire wonderkind Sam Bankman-Fried, a.k.a. SBF, I like that, saw his business file for bankruptcy days after the election, but not before pumping $40 million into the Democratic Party to spend on get out the vote and other shadowy ballot harvesting mechanics for the midterms. 30-year-old whiz kid, once said to have been worth $16 billion, had spent $10 million in helping get Biden elected in 2020. SBF's mother, Stanford law professor Barbara Fried, also the co-founder of left-wing political action committee Mind the Gap, which has raised a reported $140 million to help Democrats win elections through the same get-out-the-vote grift. A more unlikely billionaire you could not find, and of course his money was built on thin air. Wow.
This is bad.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy that a person like that got to where he was. I mean, now Reuters, is reporting that between $1 billion and $2 billion of customer funds have vanished from FTX, conveniently after the Democrats safely spent his money.
And then we'll take that money and all your money that you're hoping is going to turn into more money when this thing blows up, we'll take that and fund the fucking we'll fund the political party.
Yeah, it's slippery. It is definitely slippery. There's something weird.
That's what happened.
There's something very weird about it.
I mean, but you know, the Democratic Party should have done a little due diligence, been like, what is this? They didn't ask questions either.
Or not.
They just took the money.
They took the money. Why? It's not their fault. What the fuck are they supposed to do? If this lady set it up with her son and he's fucking funneling that money, yeehaw, let's go. You don't have to go and do an audit on their business and make sure it's running right. Give me that money. I don't know nothing.
So it's then revealed that Sam has deep political ties, the second biggest donor behind George Soros to the Democratic Party. Prior to FTX's demise, he successfully pledged over $37 million to their cause. And if you want to go even deeper down the rabbit hole, you'll see links between Biden, Ukraine, and FTX. But in the pursuit of not being Clintoned, we'll leave that to another day.
At the very least, it's the same negligence and lack of due diligence that the celebrities that endorsed companies like this didn't do. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, how could they know, right? If you're a celebrity, just like play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
If you're Matt Damon or whoever, Kim Kardashian, I mean, people are making money with Bitcoin. There's Bitcoin billionaires. There's Coinbase, which is apparently doing very well. They sponsor arenas, right? They name arenas after them. Actually, I think they have to change one of the arenas.
This was one of them,
Yeah. Oh, it did? Which one? Was it Miami?
Miami, yeah.
Of course it's Miami. It's where all the coke is.
yeah.
Party. How would they know?
Well, I knew. I mean, I don't mean to say that, but it's like I always questioned it and I knew, so how come they didn't know? Maybe if they turned off their greedy fucking hat for 1 second and asked some fucking questions about what's actually going on, they would have known. Been like, what actually is this? But they didn't. They said, oh, he's offering me $30 million so I can endorse them. That'll make people believe in it more and they'll invest in it.
So subsequent to all the celebrity endorsements here, US investors now have brought forward a class action lawsuit against some very notable names. Larry David.
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Steph Curry.
This is Steph Curry, the world's leading expert on cryptocurrency.
I'm not. I'm not an expert, and I don't need to be. With FTX, I have everything I need to buy, sell, and trade crypto safely.
And Tom Brady.
FTX is the safest and easiest way to buy and sell crypto. It's the best way to get in the game.
Straight in crypto.
Whether they are culpable or not remains to be seen, but this was all a symptom of crypto mania, a top signal, if you will, to look out for in the next market cycle.
To be living in the house, banging all these people you're working with, raking in billions, funneling some of it to the Democratic Party, doing all this philanthropy work, probably thinking you're a fucking gem of a person.
So as mainstream media fails us, at least we have the Joe Rogan Experience exposing some of the truths, even if it's in a lighthearted, joking fashion. I guess in conclusion, what we can find out over the course of the next few months is if Sam's political ties are enough to keep him out of prison, then we'll at least know giving the right backhanders can get you out of jail.
Last year, this 29-year-old guy donated $50 million. Next year, he's planning to donate $500 million a year. And next decade, he will probably give away more than $10 billion.